What's going on, Geeks and Gamers? This is Ryan with RK Outpost and geeksandgamers.com, and today we have to talk about, of course, Kathleen Kennedy. Now, Kathleen Kennedy has not done many interviews over recent years. She hasn't been out in the light too much, but with Rise of Skywalker coming up, she did this interview with Rolling Stone. And listen, this is a pretty long interview with a lot of things to take away from it. And I think that we're going to see a lot of quotes from this over the next couple days as people begin to pull it apart and look at everything that's going on. Yeah, there's like a million ads on these freaking thing that keep popping up. But it's titled Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy on Rise of Skywalker and the Future of Star Wars. There is something in here that almost the very first line of this interview that I don't want to say triggered me. I don't want to say it, but it kind of did. And there's a reason for it. And I will get into it shortly. So here we go. Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy on Rise of Skywalker and the Future of Star Wars. In a digital exclusive for our Star Wars package, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy discusses challenges of moving the franchise forward, George Lucas's criticism, and much more. The George Lucas criticism is interesting stuff. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy may well be the most powerful woman in Hollywood, and she's hardly a newcomer to the world of blockbusters, serving as Spielberg's producer. This partnership extended to Spielberg's collaborations on Indiana Jones, with George Lucas, who anointed Kennedy as his successor in 2012 as he negotiated a sale to Disney. That's true. As guardian of the Star Wars universe, Kennedy has needed every ounce of her expertise, never hesitating to swap out creative teams, even mid-movie when necessary. Yes, that is 100% true. That several times we've seen a lot of director changes. Now, whether that's because of every ounce of Kathleen's experience told her she needed to do that, or whether that was a mistake, I guess we're not quite sure. But there's definitely been a lot of director swap outs. They talk about it later, how Benioff and Weiss just up and left, deciding to go with Netflix instead. 100%. And recently we don't know what's going on with Rian Johnson's trilogy. It's probably dead, let's be honest. And Marvel's Kevin Feige is going to come in to maybe do a film. So a lot of moving pieces. But here we go. Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow was slated to write and direct Episode 9 before you brought Abrams back in. Is this final entry in the trilogy a particularly hard nut to crack? And here's her response. Every one of these movies is a particularly hard nut to crack. There's no source material. We don't have comic books. We don't have 800-page novels. We don't have anything other than passionate storytellers who get together and talk about what the next iteration might be. Now, full freaking stop. Full stop right now. 5 years ago. Backtrack. Let's go back to 2014. A couple years after Disney bought Star Wars, and so many hardcore fans were really excited to see some of these stories from the Star Wars expanded universe come to fruition. Come to see those characters, these stories that had more room to be told on the screen, whether it be an animated show, a film, what have you. In 2014, what does Lucasfilm come and say? And you can see right here in this article, that's also referencing this thing. There's her quote, we don't have source material. But here we go. In 2014, Lucasfilm says, in order to give maximum creative freedom to the filmmakers and also preserve an element of surprise and discovery, Star Wars Episodes 7 through 9 will not tell the same story told in the post-Return of the Jedi expanded universe. So they got rid of the expanded universe, all this source material that they had at their disposal for creative freedoms. That's exactly what they told us 5 years ago. And since that moment, I've been pissed off at Star Wars that all these things behind me, all these books, over 100 novels, hundreds of young adult books, hundreds of comic books, all these things rich in source material that you had to pull from Lucasfilm, that you had, Kathleen Kennedy, that you decided to get rid of. And now 5 years later, you're coming to us complaining that, well, it's really hard because we don't have any source material. It's too late. You threw it away. You wanted to create your own stories. You wanted a universe with J.J. Abrams give us a mystery box Force Awakens with no world building at all. 4 years later, I still don't have any idea what the First Order is, what the Resistance is. We have no idea what's going on in this universe that you wanted to create. You can't come to us now and say how hard it is. That's absolutely ridiculous. You've had people like myself who for years and years The expanded universe is one of the things that kept Star Wars alive between the sequel trilogy and the prequels. Without the expanded universe, without Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy, without the Jedi Academy series, without Dark Empire, there would be no prequel trilogy. Star Wars would have been dead. These people have invested countless hours of their time, countless dollars, in loving and celebrating Star Wars and these stories. You threw that in the trash because you wanted to create something. You don't get to come. I can't believe you said this, to be honest. I can't believe that Kathleen Kennedy was stupid enough to say something like this. You had the source material. Everyone knows you had it. And you decided you wanted to do your own thing. I don't know why. I don't know if we'll ever know exactly why. But that's what you chose to do. You chose to make that bed. Now you have to lay in it. And it's just absolutely asinine. The audacity of her to come out and say something like that makes me really question if she has any idea. We've known this for a long time. Does she have any idea what's really going on? Does she have any idea about Star Wars? Legitimately. And it makes me question that. To the thousands of hardcore fans out there who would have loved to see the expanded universe, to the thousands of people who had just watched the movies who would have loved to see actual good product from you. This is a slap in the face to everyone to come out and just try to pretend like, oh, we don't have comic books. We don't have books to draw from. You had it. You threw it away. That's your choice. Deal with it. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you read this by Kathleen Kennedy? There's so much more to get into in this article. That's plenty of videos worth of content, to be quite honest. But let me know what you think. Would you have liked to see them use the expanded universe when they made these films? Use it as inspiration, tell the stories in between the stories that have already been told there? Do you think it's ridiculous for Kathleen Kennedy to complain about the fact that we don't have any source material? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.